Hi ladies, welcome back. I am sure you guys out there are more experienced than I do in terms of handling love stories, romantic relationship with women, accidentally falling in love with your best friend, breakups, and those similar to whatever I have been experiencing. But I really need to say that I feel like I did go through phases when I was handling this the first time. Actually, after writing the final letter telling her how I feel, my main reason is just to express it out. I didn't even think about any response except for like leaving me alone and give me that 6 months break that I needed. But I know at the back of my mind that after that 6 months, it will never be the same again. Once I wrote that letter, it was like a relief, like really 100% burden becomes 0%. When she got that letter, she didn't understand it at first. That is what she told me until I have to explain it to her. So basically, I have to explain 3 times because the second time when I explain, she don't understand, and the third time when I explain, then she get it. The subsequent thing that happened when she wanted to leave this group of ours, and she said that in the future she will make sure that she will choose the correct friends, something like that. Alright guys, remember earlier that I told you I didn't feel anything? So when she said it, when she said this, I did feel something. I was like thinking, so you are categorizing me as those friends who are no longer in your life because they don't like you or you don't like them? I feel like, who am I to you? I was like, I didn't hate you. It was the opposite. Then also, she said something like, this upcoming dinner will be her last time she will hang out with us, and we should just continue with each other without her like we used to. At first, I replied, what if I come for this dinner? Will you stay? And she said, yes, probably. But guess what happened? I did not show up. You guys will hate me when I said this, but I think by not showing up was the best solution during that time. Firstly, the day before the dinner, I came across a phrase by a speaker on relationships. He said that if someone has said something like, if you do this, then I will do this in relationship, doesn't matter friends or partners, this is considered not a healthy relationship. It is considered like blackmailing. I was like looking for a final decision actually to make for that day, and I found it. Apart from that, I also did ask a friend's opinion too, and he actually supported my decision not to go ahead, especially in this kind where I wanted assurance that whatever decision I make was the correct one. And coincidentally, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like he assured me of what I've already have in mind. So this phase which I went through was like, from my perspective, I am sure she has her own, and I respected that whatever it is. Frankly, she is one of the most wonderful people I have known, and I'm really, really glad that I met her, and I don't even regret feeling like this towards her. Okay, now we are talking about the phases, right? So this episode is about phases when moving on. And so the next phase that I went through was ignoring text messages and calls from that group of friends we are with. I am not sure whether she told them, but she did say she might, because she cannot keep lying to them, why I keep like distancing myself. So I told her, well, up to you, because I cannot stop her from doing so, right? But let me be clear. If she tells them, means it's the same as like I am already out of the closet with them. So you get it? But I don't really want to delve into that. Then, during December to January, I think recent December to January, my mind will sometimes travel to thoughts that reminded me of the times we were together, but in the bad way. So this is like also the next phase, like what what are her bad characters, her unpleasant personality, how I felt she used me in some way, how she shouldn't even try to contact me after 3 years of disappearing from my life, how she only added me in Instagram after she got married, how she left 6 years ago and not tell me that she is leaving, even though sometimes I did the same with my friends, like it's a normal thing, and my friends did that to me too, which I don't care. So all these unpleasant characters and situation will be flashing in my mind. But eventually, what I did was I shut it off. So then there are all these thoughts of being with her, like I always think of. So normally I would imagine some stuff with her, but in this recovering phase, I have to replace it with someone else. Like every time she appeared in my dreams, I will cut it out with other figures, you know. Okay, so this phase is like putting in 1,000% effort to forget 10,000%. But sometimes I will let my mind chill, like I will let my heart feel what it wanted, because why control it sometimes, right? Especially when recently I listened to Cardigan by Taylor Swift, Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo, Sophia by Clairo, and the song Surrender by Natalie Taylor. So the lyrics just fit into my story at the moment. So I will let myself feel whatever it wants. So this is basically the few phases that I have to go through it when moving on. So I'm not sure whether you guys will go through this same kind of phases, but what I've read and what I've listened or watched in whatever people who go through phases of moving on, somewhat similar to this. Sometimes throughout this process, I will keep telling myself that I was the one who wanted to take the risk to be as close to her, so I should not regret my decision at the moment. Then then the next phase would be, I will ask her more like visualizing, like as if she is in front of me. I was telling her, like, if you did not approach me like how you did at the rooftop bar, I will not be in this position. I was fine at that time, and I roughly knew you were not interested, especially when you kept talking about how you are still in love with your ex-boyfriend and that you are straight. I was alright like 6 years ago, but what you did with me that night, it makes everything different. Then I will ask her again, like, so all those attentions and you being so physically close to me every time we are together, what are those gestures? Is that how you behave with your friends? Do you hold your friend's hand like that? Do you flush your body with your friends like that? Is it common to pull your friend towards the back of your body like that? Right, okay, maybe not about the food that you made for me, only like the fried piece, the fried rice, pasta, etc. blah blah blah. I mean, those are subjective, like how friends do to their friends. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you did, because I don't. But anyway, it doesn't matter anymore, because whether it is small or just a slight touch, it doesn't mean anything to you anymore. Okay, this is called the visualization stage. All right. Guys, remember I mentioned also about jealousy. How I felt jealous when she is proud to. How I felt jealous when she was proud to take photo with one of our friends than with me, or how she don't mind to be associated with her in photographs than with me, or how she seems like she don't mind if that friends of ours flash about it towards her when they were taking photo. Yeah, those jealousy sometimes did flash in my mind as an excuse for me to tell myself that I made the right decision to leave. So in total, this is like the second month of the phase to forget her 10,000%. I know this time will work out better than how I did years ago, because I know there is no coming back. And my last phase was to write this into poems. And finally, this book, Letters of 1,000 Speeches. This is somewhat like I am not courageous enough to tell her in person, but I don't mind telling the whole world. I mean, I don't see you guys, right? So whoever listening to this, I have treasured her differently than my normal friends. That's what is very obvious. I knew it in my mind. I knew it in my heart. I mean, as I said, she is that wonderful person, but she is actually a strong person too. I wrote the poem Perfect Everything, which was inspired by when I was interacting with her. I have always respected her because she respects me. I don't remember her raising her voice to me, said mean things towards me or about me directly. She used bad words, but not to me, except when explaining some things about other people. She's actually a very good listener, which is difficult to find in friends. And I will always feel comfortable telling her things that I never tell others. I mean, apart from that, she is also gorgeous, stunning, tall, slender, and every time whenever we are together, I couldn't take my eyes off her. I mean, sometimes I try to look away, but my hindsight will always check her out. So she has this beautiful smile that is genuine, not forced. Like every time she smiles at me, I find it beautiful, especially with that dimples that she used to let me touch it. And she is also a great cook, clean, and hardworking. The only thing that I cannot stand about her is when she gets angry with someone, or when she will distance herself, like as if she is avoiding you. Anyway guys, I think I should end this episode here. I will see whether I will continue talking about this in the next episode, or we will talk about other matters. Remember, I am not here to advise you on relationship with women. I am not the right person to do that. You guys probably have more experience than I do. Here I am just sharing the poems I wrote about and how it came about. Also on anything that could relate to the struggles when I ended up falling in love or interested in the women in my life. Connecting it to the creative writings we see in song lyrics, poems, and characters in TV series and movies. So for the live recording of this podcast, please visit our YouTube channel, Winter Scribbler. The link to the video and the episode transcript is available in our website. I will see you in the next episode. Take good care of yourself. Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Winter Scribbler Publishing, where reality and imagination turn into delicate harmony of scripts and illustrations. Visit winterscribbler.com for collections of books, poetry, and graphics by diverse talents of artists and writers around the world. For any feedbacks and questions, email us at winterscribbler@gmail.com.